Hi, I'm Kyle Gerard with A+ Flooring and Construction, and we're standing in our new showroom that we opened in February, and we're excited about the business that we've already done. A couple things that we've added. We're now a metal roof distributor, so we can provide all your metal roofing needs for your home. So come and see us on that. Also, don't forget about our construction side of the company. We can do additions for you, new construction. We can also completely remodel your kitchens and baths and a turnkey job.
Hi, I'm Bobby McCarthy with A+ Flooring. I'd like to share with you some of the specials that we have going right now. We have padded click LVP for $1.79 a foot. We also have multiple colors of LVP glue down for only 99 cents a foot. So come shop with us.
At A+ Flooring and Construction, 1801 Rice Avenue in Dublin, Georgia.
We'd love to do business with you.
From humble beginnings with a desire to serve the Dudley community, Bank of Dudley has grown to 5 locations, serving Lawrence, Twiggs, and surrounding counties. Serving our community since 1905, the Bank of Dudley is looking forward to its 2nd century of community banking. Drop in today to any of our 5 locations: Jeffersonville, Dudley, East Dublin, Veterans Boulevard, and downtown Dublin. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Jason Holcomb, Director of Public Relations for Dublin City Schools, and I'm so excited to have our Back to School special on today. We're welcoming our first principal of the day, and this is Miss Lakeisha Fluker at Susie Dasher Elementary. Miss Fluker, it's such a pleasure to have you.
Great to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Now, Miss Fluker, at Susie Dasher, there's never a lack of energy. I always get excited, and just to not scare everybody, but there are a lot of wild animals across the campus this year. Could you speak to why there are so many animals throughout the campus?
Well, each year we try to incorporate a fun theme for our students and our staff. And so this year we decided to go wild with pride. Pride being pretty much our core traits that we focus on every year. P being personal responsibility, R, respect, I, integrity, D, discipline, and E, excellence. So we decided to go wild with pride. So we have all things safari, the jungle, animals, you name any type of animal print, you can find it in the building right now.
And I'll tell you right now, for tall people, I'll just forewarn you, they didn't account for people over 6 feet. So when I came to open house, I had to duck several times, and there were a couple times that some of the foliage caught my head, and so it was a good chuckle for some of the kids. But Ms. Fluker, tell us real quick, this is not your first rodeo at Susie Dasher. How many years are we now?
This is now beginning my 7th year at Susie Dasher, and
Wow.
I have enjoyed every minute of it, every minute of it. It's been outstanding just to see the growth in myself as an instructional leader, but also in just how the many different strides and gains that we have been able to accomplish over the course of these 7 years.
And one accomplishment is hidden by some of the foliage right here in this rotunda. Tell us about the big award that you received this year at Susie Dasher.
Oh, yes. Well, we received in 2019 the actual award from the Governor's Office of Student Achievement. It's being recognized as a platinum status award school. We were a recipient of, as a result of having highest academic gains.
That's fantastic, and especially to have that accomplishment in and among all the challenges that we've gone through educationally with the pandemic. But this year, I know you had to be excited, as was your staff, at the opportunity to be able to have everybody back in person. Right. What did that feel like for you and for your staff?
Just energetic. I mean, just the whole fact of just being back in the building. We were just excited about that we were being able to see our students every day, seeing the staff every day. You could just tell by just all of the decor that the teachers were fired up. We were very excited and ready to receive our students and just really get them in here, love on them, and just really start forwarding and doing what we need to do to move gaps.
And you're talking about moving gaps. I know that Dr. Williams has talked about that it's not learning loss, it's unfinished learning.
Unfinished.
What are some of the things that you feel confident that your STEAM team is going to be looking at and trying to accomplish this year?
Well, one thing that we're really focused on this year is being intentional, on purpose, deliberate about what we're teaching our students and how we're teaching our students. So we've basically done a lot of work with curriculum pacing and planning, just to make sure that our teachers have prioritized and keeping the main thing, so that we can move our students.
Now, on a personal level, tell us about your family for a second, because I know your family, especially your little one, because he's not so little anymore. But tell us a little bit.
He actually just had a birthday yesterday. I'm a mother to Saul Aaron Flukers. We'd better know, affectionately call him Trey. Everybody knows Trey. He's a student at the Irish Gifted Academy, and I'm married to my loving husband of going on 10 years, Saul Fluker Jr. So we're just excited about, family, all things, God, all things life. So we just want to continue to just try to keep a balance in everything that we do.
And talk about the family situation here, because one thing that I've noticed over your time at Susie, I'm going on year 6 here with the school system, as I've watched this family continue to grow and flourish, and I feel like there's a bond here that you don't always find on a campus.
Yes, it's an unbreakable bond. I can truly say that we are a STEAM family. We pretty much, and there are relationships. It's always good to have, great relationships with working colleagues, but I can truly say that a lot of our staff members have extended those relationships beyond just here at school. It's nothing to see them out together, eating, taking interest in each other's, families, and just things beyond the building. Those are authentic relationships. So.
Yeah, and I loved last year. You guys were able to have a party to celebrate each other, and it was a camping theme, and everybody was having fun. There were board games, there were s'mores.
Yes, campfire.
I know that had to just warm your heart after such a wild year, to be able to have the chance to break bread together, to enjoy each other's fellowship.
Absolutely. And that was just something that we wanted to do to celebrate our teachers for Teacher Appreciation, just the dynamic job that they do every day. And just over the course of everything that we had to experience, teaching through a pandemic, that was new to everyone. But our teachers were really troopers. They continued to persevere in spite of all of the obstacles, and we just still came to work every day with a smile, focus, and just, do the job. Whatever was asked of them, they just operated with a spirit of excellence. So that in itself, just completion of last year was a major accomplishment and deserved to be recognized. So it's always my pleasure. I just consider myself to be that servant leader, and anytime we can celebrate the work that's being done, because our teachers are in the trenches, and so anytime that we can just love on them and celebrate the dynamic job that they're doing, we always want to do so.
Well, we're going to celebrate another leader here at Susie Dasher when we come back, somebody who actually was a student here a long time ago on the Back to School special for Dublin City Schools.
The City of Dublin Natural Gas provides the most cost-efficient source of energy available today. So for your home, choose the most natural resource. Safe, clean, efficient. All new subdivisions around the Dublin area have natural gas available. Start reducing your energy bills today with Dublin City Natural Gas Department. Natural gas, the smart choice. Call 277-5048 today and let us help you start saving today. At Dexter Meat Company, we provide high quality, custom cut, certified Angus beef, and it's cut fresh every day. At Dexter Meat, we're known for our classic favorites, including barbecue meals, whole hogs, chicken, ribs, and get this, everyone's favorite, pimento cheese by the pound, baked potato salad, buttermilk biscuits, peach, blueberry, apple, and blackberry cobbler, cakes, honey, mac and cheese, green bean casserole, and more. Are you hungry yet? Too busy to cook this week? Then call 875-1234 and let Dexter Meat feed your family of 4 or 400. Dexter Meat, closed on Monday and open 10 till 6 Tuesday through Saturday. Check us out on Facebook or online at dextermeatcompany.com. Dexter Meat, winners of the Georgia Barbecue Association Team of the Year. We are Dexter Meat Company in downtown Dexter.
All right, welcome back to the Back to School special for Dublin City Schools. I'm Jason Holcomb, and I'm joined right now by one of our newest lead learners here at Susie Dasher Elementary, but he's not really new in some respects, Mr. Christopher Lewis. Chris, I know this has to be a new experience, even though it's in a familiar place. What has this been like for you these first couple of days?
It's been great. It's been great. I've had the opportunity to to learn what other people are working on throughout this building. So it's been great to see, because like the past 9 years, I've been living in my own world in the upper elementary. So now I get to see what's going on in lower elementary, and the second and third, I've been enjoying to see what's going on in the other classes besides my own.
One of the things that I've admired about you from the very beginning, I didn't realize that you had your leadership background already in place, but you continued to serve in the classroom because you felt like that's where the Lord called you to be. And now He's called you for this new opportunity. And one of the dynamics that I've loved is the interaction between you and Ms. Fluker. You guys really seem to gel well. Talk about this new experience, because you know she's always been your boss in some role, but now this is kind of a new relationship. What's that like for you?
It's been great. She was, when she first got here, she must have saw something in me, because she trusted me to put me in a more prominent role of taking me from working with inclusion kids to more fourth grade math. So I was able to have my own classroom and put into some of the procedures and policies that I learned my first 3 years. So it's been great to see work with someone who has grown me in the 7 years she's been here. So it's been wonderful. Yeah.
And finally, talk about the fact that you were a student here. Like
Yes.
you walked these halls as a little one, and now you're an assistant principal. How has that really even sunk in yet?
Not yet. It's not. But it's kind of it's kind of great that I came to this school in kindergarten and first grade, and now I'm back in a different role to be able to serve some of the kindergarten and first grade teachers. So yeah, it's been a great feeling.
Well, I know we're so excited to have you here, continuing to walk with us and challenge and inspiring these students. Want to encourage anyone, if you have the opportunity to come talk to these educators. There's great things happening at Susie Dasher. And when we come back, we'll be talking with Miss Puckett from Moore Street School here on the Dublin City Schools Back to School Special.
Since 1999, Stepping Stone has been working to keep you and our community safe. Our mission is to lessen the trauma suffered by individuals who have been abused or assaulted. We provide evaluation in a safe, caring environment to encourage collaboration of services for the benefit of the victim and their non-offending family members. We strive to increase the protections of victims and hold offenders accountable.
Here at Stepping Stone, you are never alone. If you or someone you know has been a victim of child abuse or sexual assault, please know we are here for help and comfort. We offer a variety of resources to help meet your needs and get you out of difficult situations. If you are in immediate danger, please call 911 or call our fully confidential crisis number at 478-595-8339. You can also reach us at our office at 478-275-9010.
Welcome back to the Dublin City Schools Back to School Special. I'm Jason Holkman. I'm joined right now at Moore Street School with our principal, Miss Katina Puckett. Miss Puckett, it is such a pleasure to get to come here. You and I are neighbors. My office is on the other side of the campus, but you guys changed lives literally here at this campus. What is it like to be the lead learner at Moore Street School?
It is definitely rewarding as well as challenging. I absolutely love it. We try to meet the students where they are and get them to that common goal.
And for people who aren't familiar, you know, this is our behavioral and academic alternative school. And I don't like to use alternative school because some people get the wrong idea about it. This school offers children an opportunity, some who are in need of a few credits to graduate, some who are looking for a different learning environment. You know, some people don't like large class sizes, some people want to move on at their own pace. Talk about all the flexibility that you're afforded here at Moore Street for students.
Well, just like you mentioned, we are able to allow students to move on at their own pace. Our curriculum, we have a computer-based instruction program that allows students to, again, work at their own pace, as well as tailor it to suit their needs. So one of the unique things that we can do here at Moore Street School is that once a student completes their courses, we can just continue to give them their next course in the line. We can, we're not bound by seat time. Their schedule, they can have as many classes on that schedule as needed to get credits recovered, and sometimes as few as needed. It just depends. Another thing that we're offering here at Moore Street School is our evening school option for those students who may need a more extended school day, or the regular academic school day is not accessible to them. They can come from our evening school hours are from 2:30 until 6:30 Monday through Thursday. So that's just another one of the many flexibilities we have here at Moore Street School.
And I love that because there's so many success stories that come out of this school. I tell people all the time, if you've never been to a Moore Street graduation, you are missing out on a show, because there's normally not a dry eye in the building at the moment where we have the kids give the roses to their families, and watching these children who may or may not have thought that they were able to get to this point, to reach this milestone. And I know that has to mean so much to you as an educator and as part of this community to see these kids getting that opportunity to take that next step.
We like to look at Moore Street as an opportunity for a second chance. I mean, we've all made some mistakes, veered off the path, but this is an opportunity to get a do-over, to get it right this time. So that's one thing I absolutely love about Moore Street School.
Another thing I love about Moore Street is this is a family, and they act just like a family at the dinner table all of the time. Anytime you come to this school, the teachers are interacting with the kids, treating them like they're their nephews or their children or their nieces or their friends. And that's because of the culture that you guys hear in the climate. And we're not talking about the rain that's happening behind us. We're talking about that vibe that happens inside the school. How did you guys come up with that vibe? Why is that climate so positive and upbeat amongst everyone?
A big part of what we do is predicated on being able to build relationships. You know, I'm a relationships leader. I like to lead by developing relationships. It is often we say that the building takes on the personality of the leader. I like to employ those who are like-minded. They understand the importance of building relationships. And just over time, we've been able to just cultivate that, and it simply oozes out the walls. Like, if you want to be involved in a family atmosphere, in a loving setting, Moore Street is the place for you.
And we're not saying that it's not just love. There's also tough love, because we have probably one of the best counselors, period, over at Moore Street School. She was my math teacher back in the day, might have even been yours as well. But Miss Newton is one of those hidden gems here at Moore Street, just like so many of our teachers. Talk about what it means to you to have somebody like her here who's able to help steer the kids and keep them on track to graduate.
In addition to having Miss Newton, who is a godsend to us and to this district, we also have Mr. Puckett and Ms. Walden, who are seasoned educators, retired and still back, 49%, representing exactly what we're trying to establish in our kids here at Moore Street School. I mean, we absolutely believe in discipline. We believe in tough love, and we're going to give you what you need. And sometimes discipline is a form of love, and our kids understand. Sometimes we have to just tell you, you know, we're going to get this work done. Sometimes you may need a little more coddling. We try to assess the situation and give you what you need, and sometimes it's that tough love, that discipline you were speaking of. And again, Miss Newton, she's one of the best at it.
Yeah, I love her, and she came from the Gwen Walker School of Learning, which meant that it would be just very straightforward, and I love it. I love straightforward people, and that's what you find here at Moore Street. Well, let's get to know you a little bit more. Tell everybody, because you've got a freshly minted high schooler and a very wonderful husband who also taught me back in the day. Go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about your family.
Okay, so I'm Katina Puckett. Born and raised in Dublin. I'm a product of the Dublin City School District. This is my 24th year in education. This is my 21st year with Dublin City Schools. My daughter is educated in Dublin City. She's a 9th grader at Dublin High School. Y'all please pray for me. My husband is a teacher here at Dublin City as well. I do believe this is his 37th year with Dublin City, retired and back working 49%. So as you can see, we believe in Dublin City. We are committed to the cause. This is not lip service. We are walking it like we talk it.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I really want to encourage you guys, if you've never had a chance to meet and talk with some of the people at Moore Street, to do so. Those success stories, you can find those all over our social media, at DCS Irish on Twitter and Facebook, at Dublin City Schools Irish for our Instagram. It's really worth your time. I can't say enough about this school and how awesome they are. We want to make sure that you guys continue to watch the show. When we come back, we're going to be checking out another school on our Dublin City Schools Back to School special.
At City of Hope Heart and Vascular Center, we do your heart right. Count on Dr. Collins A. Courtang, MD, FACC, FSCAI, and his competent staff to treat you with specialties in internal medicine, echocardiology, nuclear cardiology, general adult cardiology, and interventional cardiology. Other areas of expertise that Dr. K and his complete staff can help you with are acute and chronic heart attack management, peripheral interventions to save legs, heart rhythm abnormalities. So count on the professional and knowledgeable staff at Dr. Courtang's City of Hope today. Call 478-353-1970. City of Hope Heart and Vascular Center. See us today at 207A Fairview Park Drive in Dublin. If you've never had a cardiologist or if you need a second opinion, come see City of Hope Heart and Vascular Center today.
Would you like to reduce your energy cost, boost your air conditioning efficiency, and reduce the chances of structural damage due to termites, rot, and mold? Call Dry Zone Crawl Space and Foundation Specialists today at 478-410-2847.
Welcome back to the Dublin City Schools Back to School Special. I'm Jason Holcomb. We're now at Dublin Middle School, joined by Dublin Middle School Principal Tapua Makaya. Mr. Makaya, I know this has to be an exciting time for you to get the opportunity to have students back on campus regularly. I know last year had to be really challenging to the start of school. What has the first couple of days been like for you?
Well, first off, I'm just grateful that we're able to have regular school again. It's been a joy to see the new kids coming in. In fact, we have some kids that have never stepped on campus because of the pandemic. So it's been a great year so far. I look forward to better things in the future.
Well, now, for people who aren't familiar, you're a product of Dublin City Schools, as am I, and so I know there has to be a little added incentive for you. You know, you and I went to Dublin Junior High. We didn't get to go to this new school that's 20-something years old now, but talk about what it means to you to have the opportunity to try to challenge, inspire kids just like some of the teachers in your life were able to do.
Yes, and this is something that I speak to my staff about. You know, I have a vested interest in in how our students perform, because I am a byproduct of Dublin City Schools, just like many of the teachers on our staff are as well. So to be able to have that opportunity to lead our teachers and our students to excellence, because Dublin City Schools is about being world class, but also Dublin Middle School is as well.
And Dublin Middle School is pretty neat in it's a non-traditional concept in the fact that we have 5 through 8. So we have a 5th grade academy, and then we have 6 through 8 with traditional middle school. And the whole thought process when we did that was to hopefully help for a smoother transition from 5th grade into middle school. How has that been these last couple years for you?
Well, you know, really this has been a new concept because, like you said, most middle schools are 6 through 8. But the thing that I've been proud about and what we've done here, we've been able to isolate our 5th grade students, yet still giving them some of that middle school atmosphere. And I think that's worked well for our 5th grade students.
Yeah, I know that when we first started it, there was a little bit of trepidation because they're like talking about the age difference between 5th and 8th grade, but it seemed real quick that everybody really wanted to be part of a family. And what I've loved seeing out of the 8th graders is it's challenged them to a leadership component, and then the 5th graders are looking up to and seeing what they can expect as they move on to that next step. Well, talk about this year. What are some of the things at Dublin Middle School that you and your staff are hoping to accomplish and challenge the students?
Well, one thing, of course, is we want to help our students transition back to school. Okay, because many of our students were virtual, and just getting back into the habit of being at school, enjoying their peers, the camaraderie that they have with it. But again, of course, the most important thing is educating our students. We know that there's a lot of unfinished learning that we need to take a hold of and make sure we get our students where they need to be. So we're all on board. We're following every minute counts. We're not wasting any time in the classroom because we know that we have excellence. We just got to go search for it, and we got to reach that. We got the potential to be there.
Yeah, and I was so excited when we got to have Brandon P. Fleming. He's a world-renowned speaker come and speak to our staff because one of the things he talked about was love first, teach second.
Exactly.
And how did that resonate with you when you heard, I mean, I know that's something that we all innately try to feel inside of us, but to hear it from someone who was a true success story, what did that do for you?
Well, for me personally, it just really reinvigorated myself to get ready for this new year. But one of the things that we talk about here at Dublin Middle School is to have a love to learn. because we want our students not only to be problem solvers, effective communicators, but also lifelong learners. But in order for that to happen, the adults have to model that behavior, that love. So that's something that we've been preaching this year, making sure that we're able to handle the social, emotional issues of our students, and that's going to require us loving our kids if we want them to learn.
And one of the ways we've been trying to show our love too is through simply having this mask mandate. And I know for some people are in different sides of the equation, but the whole thought process is, Dr. Williams has made this really clear, we want the kids in person. We know the value of in-person instruction, and we feel, based on all the things that we've seen through the CDC and other health agencies and Dr. Thomas Kraft and his wonderful staff, is in-person learning is most likely to continue if we're able to keep masking and doing those different mitigation things. What are the things that Dublin Middle School is doing to ensure the safety, health, and well-being of our kids?
Well, just like you said, you know, we require masks in the building. We're talking to our students about wearing our masks. Also, we're providing opportunities for students that are above the age of 12 to get vaccinated, because we know that that's going to help us continue to be in person. So these are some of the things that we're putting in place. There have been some surveys put out about possibly testing and stuff like that. So we're trying to do whatever we can to ensure that we have in-person learning, because that's the best way for our kids to learn.
And I'm glad that you brought up the testing. One of the things that we've been able to do is partner with the South Central Health District, and we're going to be able to offer students, faculty, and staff the opportunity to be part of this ongoing testing to ensure that there's no spread happening amongst the different communities here at our campuses. Because, again, last year, due to the virtual learning and our mitigation efforts, we were able to limit the spread of COVID amongst our different family members, and hopefully we can keep that going now. But on a much lighter note, let's learn a little bit about you. Okay. Talk about your family and your time in education, because it's crazy to think, but you've been in it a good while already. Talk about yourself and your family.
Well, I'm happy to say, of course, I am married to my beautiful wife, Vangela Hines Micaiah. I have 2 kids, Braylon Micaiah, who actually attends Dublin Middle School as a 6th grader, and my daughter, Tangela Moore, as well. She attends West Lawrence Middle School. But for me, this is my 19th year in education. I did 5 years at Dublin High School as a teacher, so for me to be able to come back as a leader, I'm truly blessed. I'm excited. Again, like I said at the beginning, I'm truly vested in the system, in the school, in these teachers, and the students, because I've walked that walk as a student at Dublin City Schools.
As have I, class of '98. I'll argue with people that my class was the best class, but we'll have other people who might argue otherwise. But closing out, I still remember when you were an early ELA teacher and also a soccer coach, and to watch you grow has been just phenomenal. And I can't wait to see the great things that are going to happen at Dublin Middle School. And when we come back, we're going to continue our special Back to School special with Dublin City Schools.
The way the world is today, go, 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 go. Things just seem so out of control. That's why the things we can control are so important. That's why we're members of our electric co-op. The whole reason the co-op exists is to bring us the electricity we need. So they look out for us. They invest in the best technology you can get, just to keep the power on. Not because they have to. They actually do it because it's the right thing to do.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
Welcome back to the Dublin City Schools Back to School Special. I'm Jason Holcomb, and I'm joined right now at Hillcrest Elementary with our Hillcrest Elementary lead learner, Dr. Sherelle Edmond. Dr. Edmond, besides being classmates, we're both proud class of '98 alums.
Yes, go Irish.
Best class ever if you hadn't heard it earlier in the show. But Dr. Edmond, I know it has to mean so much to you to have the opportunity to be here in person with your staff, with your students. Tell me for a minute just what it means to you.
Yes, this year definitely means a lot to us after the last 18 months of not being in a traditional school setting with the normal routines of in and outs of school. So definitely glad to have all of our students back with us along with our staff. Just looking forward to making that impact and making up for some lost times. We're going to be hitting it hard, but at the same time we want to have fun while we go on this journey, but also keeping safety at the forefront.
Yeah, you guys, it seems like you guys are always having a good time here at Hillcrest, and it feels like there's a family atmosphere. What do you attribute that to? Why does everybody seem to get along so well with each other and have that seem collective focus?
I'm going to contribute to our theme. Our theme here at our school is Our Leader in Me through Franklin Covey, and it's all about just building leaders in each other, but also in that process is just getting together, synergizing, learning to work together as a team. And we are family, and that's one of the things that I stated in my messages when I sent out to my staff. Hello or good morning, Team Hillcrest, my HES family. We are family.
And what I really got tickled by at open house was seeing how frequently the teachers were able to hug and high five all of their students as they were coming in. You could tell that the parents and the families were so excited to get to see one another again and to fellowship in that regard. Talk to us how these first couple of days have gone so far.
Yes, these first couple of days have actually been awesome. From the day that we opened up for open house, just being able to invite the community back into the schools, to see their faces, to be able to give fist bumps, give elbow bumps, give those hugs for those that were not afraid to and that were okay with doing that. So building those relationships, reconnecting with those that we haven't seen in such a while is a wonderful feeling, just to see people and to be able to interact with them in person, face to face, besides the screen. Even though, don't get me wrong, we do appreciate that screen time, but it's always a blessing to be able to see someone else standing in front of you and see them living and breathing.
I love it too, and to kind of piggyback on what you were talking about, your theme, you know, our schools at the elementary level have themes. So this is leadership, environmental awareness, and public service.
Yes.
And speaking to the environmental awareness side, you know, we've got a couple of teachers in here that are working toward that, one who's been here for a while and one who's coming in. Talk about Miss Lawrence and Miss McIver and some of the environmental awareness things that you guys are hoping to do this year.
Yes, Miss Lawrence, she's our former LEAP rotation teacher. This year she's transitioning into music. However, Miss Lawrence is still an integral part of our school with our environmental part, with the recycling, also with our landscaping, also getting our students outside and involved with just nature and understanding our surroundings. And we have Ms. McIver that is joining us. She's a 4th grade teacher. Will be teaching science and social studies, but she also has a background with working with the extension, 4-H extension office. So her background also with environmental awareness. So looking to some great things happening here this year with Hillcrest. Also, as we get back to doing our clubs, hoping that they identified some good student leaders to be a part of their clubs to help spruce up the environmental, where we can see some things taking place around here that have never happened before as we continue to expand upon our environmental awareness and our public service to our community.
I love that, and I love the fact that you guys do such a great job of being involved with Keep Dublin Orange Beautiful and so many other partner agencies, and how we're trying to grow some of those this year. When you talk about leaders, I love seeing the kids being able to spit off those 7 habits. How many of those do you know right off the top of your head?
Let's see, I can probably tell you, but I can't tell you all of them in order.
Well, hey, we'll go ahead and we'll try. We'll just see what we get.
All right, seek first to understand, listen, seek to understand before being understood, be proactive, put first things first, synergize, always my favorite, sharpen the saw, begin with the end in mind. And they actually have an 8th habit this year that they added on to last year, and that is find your voice. And that is one thing we're wanting all of our students to do this year, is to find their voice, where we have a student-centered environment all the way around Hillcrest.
Yeah, and I've loved, you know, we went to our district retreat, and the thing that I've been watching across top down is the same messages are coming out everywhere. We're talking about every minute counts here this year, because we recognize how valuable every minute is in the instruction of children, and how we shouldn't take for granted that time coming and going. So to hear the teachers, hear the administrators, I know for you as a lead learner in the building, to hear that same mantra coming out has to mean a lot.
Yes, it does, and especially as Dr. Williams has stated to our community and to our district family, that no, it's not that our students have lost learning. They lost the opportunity to learn. So we're trying to fill in those gaps of what they were not given the opportunity to learn during the last 18 months with 2 interrupted school years. So what we've got to be intentional about is making sure that we are maximizing every moment of the instructional day to make sure that we are providing our students those opportunities to learn and gain those skill sets that they need to be successful in life. Because at the end of the day, we want them to be lifelong learners, be those effective communicators, problem solvers, and just be able to go on about and know that they were a product of Dublin City Schools going out into the world. That is our future.
Exactly, and you know, as we are products of Dublin City, we see so many smiling little faces that we hope are going to one day supplant us and take our roles whenever we get too old to do all of this. But before we go, I wanted to take a chance for you to introduce yourself to the community for those who aren't already familiar, because you've been here a while. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, and your education background.
Okay. My name is Sherelle Edmond. Some of you may know me as Sherelle O'Neill. I was born and raised here in Lawrence County, Dublin City. I'm a product of Dublin High School, and as Mr. Halcomb stated earlier, we graduated together, class of '98, Dublin High School. Go Irish. I'm entering into my 20th year in education with Dublin City Schools. I've been the principal here at Hillcrest for the last 4 years. Started out at Dublin Middle School as my background in special education, and have matriculated up through school improvement specialist to now a principal here in the district. I am grateful this year to have my sister joining me. She's also an educator, transferred from Susie Dasher over here, teaching 3rd grade this year. And then I also have a brother and my father. But we're all products right here of Dublin City, Lawrence County.
And we're proud to have you as part of our family. When we come back, we'll get to introduce you to another one of our lead learners on the Dublin City Schools Back to School Special.
Hi, I'm Don Carswell with Dublin Chevy Nissan, and we just want you to know that we are open and full of inventory. Whether it's the all-new 2022 Nissan Pathfinder with all-new features including 2nd row captain seats and available 3rd row seating, or a numbers matching 1971 Chevelle SS 454. Whether it's new, certified pre-owned, or classic car you're looking for, we have the widest selection in Middle Georgia. And remember, Don sells cars well, only at Dublin Chevy Nissan.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's 4 Seasons.
Welcome back to the Dublin City Schools Back to School Special. I'm Jason Holcomb, and it's a familiar face in a new place, Miss Kathy Methvin. For those of you who have known her for a long time, she's been at Susie Dasher, and she decided it was time to retire, but not totally retire. You're back in a new role as director here at IGA for the elementary side. How crazy is it that you retired for how many days, and then now you're back in education?
Well, it was a little short time, I said, but you know, when it presented itself that I could do this, I was more than willing, and I am living proof you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Well, while we're talking about your time in education, tell us for a minute, you've been at different campuses across our school system over the years. To help people kind of remind themselves where you've been, talk about your education journey.
Okay, this is year 32 for me, and I'm super excited to have year 32 right here at IGA, learning new things and working with new people. I've been in education, like I said, 32 years, 19 of those here with Dublin City, best 19 years of my life. I've worked at the elementary, the middle, and the high school, either as a teacher or an administrator, and it is service that has brought so many memories and wonderful people into my life that I'm so appreciative and blessed.
Now, have you run into the same problem I have where you've got people that you taught or, in my case, covered when I worked in journalism that are now your colleagues? Has that happened frequently to you?
Oh, yes, and it's so wonderful. I just have to get out of that mindset that they're not small anymore and remember that they are adults and to speak to them like adults and not call them sweetie and honey and things like that. But I love working with those students that I've taught before. It makes me feel good.
Yeah, because it just kind of reiterates that kind of family atmosphere that I see at so many of our campuses. Well, you're new to the Irish Gifted Academy, and for those who aren't familiar, the Irish Gifted Academy is a program of choice for our families, and they still go back to their home schools when it comes to clubs and other organizations, but the IGA serves as an all-day gifted opportunity for our families. And I know until you've experienced it, it's hard to describe, but in these first couple of days, what have you seen at the Gifted Academy that gets you excited?
The energy, the positive energy, the creativity, it's just a different level of that. And like I said, it's a small setting. I am accustomed to the other parts of our system, which are rather large. It is that intimacy, being able to know someone so well, and just going around looking at the classrooms. Each teacher, their classroom has that personality coming out. And it's just, all of your senses are engaged when you go in those classrooms. And I mean, I could stay in those classrooms all day, and in fact, most of the time, that's where you'll find me, in those classrooms.
Yeah, speaking of those classrooms, there's a playground in one, there's a waterfall in another, there's all kinds of neat stuff going on, and I was really excited this year we've been able to add pre-K into that. And we've got one of the best pre-K people you could ever ask for. Talk about our new pre-K and how excited you are to have them on board.
Oh, it is so exciting to have pre-K, because pre-K is the foundation for education. And that is the one thing I could say IGA was lacking, if they were lacking something, was not having a pre-K classroom. And now we have a pre-K classroom, and those children are just thriving already. Yesterday morning, after morning duty, I walked over to check on them first, because pre-K is my heart, and they are brand new. All of those children were at the tables making things and working and engaged that early in the morning. Not a tear in sight, not a sad face.
Wow.
That's the first time in all my many years of experience that I've walked into a pre-K classroom that early on the first day of school, and everybody's smiling.
Well, I can honestly say when I went to pre-K, which back then they didn't call it pre-K, they actually had these different things. If I remember correctly, I cried for the first week of school. Every day my mom would drop me off, and then she would start crying. The teachers would say, just leave. He'll stop eventually. He has every day. And then I soon figured it out and knew that mom was not leaving me forever. But to hear that is a joy to my heart, because that shows the level of engagement. Well, let's talk about some of the other teachers and other grade levels. I know we've got Miss McDaniel and Miss Fernandez over where the playground is, but talk about some of the other people that people can find here at the IGA.
Well, like you said, that's our dynamic duo. They're the kindergarten and first grade combo. They're working together. Miss Melissa Williams is teaching second grade, and Terry Dykes third grade, and Stacy Wyndham fourth grade. They're all veteran teachers here at IGA.
And they have a lot of fun. You know, we hope that you guys will check us out on social media, at DCS Irish for Twitter and Facebook, at Dublin City Schools Irish on Instagram. We have so many neat things here. You haven't participated in one yet, but when they do the house reveal, it's a really neat thing. And so we have 4 houses, and it's almost kind of like Harry Potter type stuff in that they get selected. But the cool thing is that it has kids across the grade levels, and so it encourages those older kids to be leaders, and it shows the little kids some big brother and big sister opportunities. And the dynamic there where they have these club activities with their houses is just something to behold. I know you've got to be excited to get to see that this year.
I am, because I love the fact that it creates that sense of family. And that's what we are here. We're a family. And there's no better way to do it than this house system. We did go for professional learning this summer. I was amazed at the things we can do through the house system.
Yeah, it's just really neat. On the house day, they'll wear all their shirts, and they have their little cheers and all these other things. And I just can't wait to be able for you to experience that, because I've gotten to see a couple of them. And this year, Lord willing, we're going to be able to do it in a really great way. But I want to thank you, Ms. Methvin, for joining us today. And we're going to be checking out the other side of the IGA when we come back from the Dublin City Schools Back to School Special.
Georgia Dermatology and Skin Cancer Center has been serving Georgia since 1996. Dr. Michael Sharkey, along with PAs Tony Lynn Herring, Rachel Westerbeck, Alan Manning, and Kelly Toller, have helped patients with Mohs skin cancer surgery, routine skin exams, and general and surgical dermatology. So come see the professionals at Georgia Dermatology and Skin Cancer Center, located in Aaron Office Park in Dublin. Call for an appointment today at 275-7546.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space. So hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Welcome back to the Dublin City Schools Back to School Special. I'm Jason Holcomb again, and I'm joined right now over on our middle grade side of Irish Gifted Academy with Miss Cassie Tibbetts, the director. Miss Tibbetts, I know this day has to be extremely exciting for you because you've watched not one but now two facilities transformed into our Gifted Academy. What has it been like for these first 2 days to see this new or repurposed gymnasium for our middle grades?
Oh gosh, it's wonderful. It brings in a sense of people who have been here for years and years at Dublin City Schools to come back home and to look at the building that they used to play basketball in or volleyball in, as well as bringing in new students to this exponentially growing community of learners with the Irish Gifted Academy. So we have, like you said, grown out of our first original building. Now elementary and middle grades has separated into buildings, but we still have that one cohesive unit of trying to educate the gifted students at Dublin City Schools.
Now, for those who aren't familiar with how our gifted program works, explain to them, because I try to tell people this isn't a school, this is a program, trying to help them better understand. Explain that for everyone else out there.
Right, so this is a program of choice for students. We have an application process. It is free, it's a part of our public school system here at Dublin City, but we do require an application process. We go through rubric measures, making sure that this is the environment for the person who is trying to become an IGA member. And so when we go through that process, we tell the parents and the students whether they are accepted or not. And then, of course, if we deem that this is the best educational setting for the child, then they're able to come in for the next school year. So we start taking applications in September for the following year.
Yeah, one of the things Dr. Williams talks about all the time is trying to meet the child where they are and help them to get where they need to go. And when it comes to gifted education, he talks about taking the roof off and not limiting a child's ability to achieve. And so let's talk a little bit about the house system, because I described it to people similar to Harry Potter in the regard that you've got kids from across grade spans all in the same house, but give a little bit more clarity on that for people.
All right, so by fate, students are put into a house system, and they stay there from kindergarten all the way through 8th grade, which now we have pre-K, so pre-K will be joining us. So new students will be chosen or be put into a house system, and then what we do is we bond together, we learn together, and then we also compete with other houses to earn more points, to get bragging rights, and just to enjoy education, not having that barrier and not having a roof where this is all that you can learn. We're teaching soft skills, we're teaching whatever the child is interested in as far as their career. We're meeting them where they are and taking them where they need to go to be successful in life.
And for me, what I get excited about, I was grateful to be a part of gifted education at Dublin City Schools, but back then it was history class. Miss Diane Allen was my 8th grade Georgia history teacher, and that was also gifted. And so to know that you could have all-day gifted instruction, talk about what it's modeled after and what we're hoping to achieve by having the kids in gifted instruction across the day.
Right, so we know that all students are not gifted in every single area, so we do meet them where they are. The enrichment process, even though while you were in a social studies classroom, our students can be in ELA gifted, math gifted, science, and social studies. And even though they may struggle in a particular area, because not everybody is extremely well in all subject areas, our teachers meet them where they are. And so with our curriculum, with our flexibility, with being a charter school system, and having the luxury of being in this building, we're able to modify our schedule and meet the kids where they need to be. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, this year we've been able to make some more additions on top of this new wonderful facility that is still literally under construction. thanks to the pandemic, some of the supply chain issues, we've got furniture coming in, we've got supplies coming in, but we've also been able to add some elements. You know, one of those elements, I see the teacher standing on the other side of the camera, but talk about some of those new elements that we have this year.
Right. So what is there not to be excited about, right? So we already have an amazing IGA repertoire following us from the 2 years past, but now we get to add a new building, new staff members, new students, and so everything just seems to be growing exponentially, and we're just trying to keep up with the excitement.
Well, to close things out, tell a little bit about yourself and your family. We didn't talk about that much, but I want to make sure that people know your family because, as we discovered a few minutes ago, the cameraman was actually somebody who knew you. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and your family.
All right. So I have a wonderful husband, Brian. I have 3 lovely children, one of which, who the youngest, just had her first freshman day at Dublin High School, and it was very successful. She came home with all smiles, and we're super excited about that. My oldest is in college. I have worked with Dublin City Schools for 11 years and actually have been in Georgia school systems for 23. So.
Wow, fantastic. Well, we're so happy to have you here with us, and we're excited about these new things going on at the IGA and across Dublin City Schools. And when we finish here in just a minute, we'll be meeting Mr. Palk over at Dublin High School on the Dublin City Schools Back to School Special.
Drop by today and see the winning team at Lakes Alignment and Truck Service at East Dublin. We're now offering tires and service for all your agricultural and farm equipment. At Lakes, we've got you covered on the road or in the field. Big truck alignment, industrial tire pressing, and commercial truck service. So join the winning team at Lakes Alignment and Truck Service, and now offering agricultural tire service. No matter where you are, call 272-4230 and our service trucks are rolling to you. Lakes Alignment and Truck Service, serving you at the same location right behind Thomas Auto Supply since 1954. So grab the family and head on out to the field. This football season, you're sure to be on a winning team when you join the team at Lakes Alignment and Truck Service, and now agricultural tires and service. Lakes Alignment, East Dublin.
Welcome back to our Back to School special with Dublin City Schools. I'm Jason Holcomb, and we're concluding the day in no small fashion over here at Dublin High School, and I'm with Mr. Jamie Palk, new principal of Dublin High School. I have to say, and I said this in a Facebook post yesterday, your energy was electric. You're literally you're almost breaking your own rules with so much energy. Talk about what that was like for you.
Well, it was exciting to see our kids back into the building, our young adults. So for me, they propelled my energy, because I saw their smiles, and it made me remember why we're here, to serve them as servant leaders.
Now, this isn't your first time with Dublin City Schools. You're back home. You've been here before. Tell people a little bit about your journey and how you got to this place.
Well, I started my passion for teaching here at Dublin City Schools, at Dublin Middle School. Had the opportunity to have some great leadership opportunities. School improvement specialist at Sykes under Dr. Marie Hooks taught me a lot of things. I was able to come here when the school opened 10 years ago under the leadership of Mr. Robert Hunter as the assistant principal. So learning the building was quite an adventure, but I tell you now, coming back into the building 10 years later is still the same adventure. I've learned that the hallways are long, but they can be short. But it's exciting to see the success of Dublin City Schools. The vision is driving me, globally competitive. So behind me, you hear our students, and they're in a globally competitive environment right now. They're engaged, they're talking, tasks on, not so much of the textbooks, but the creativity in their mind. Because we want them to become effective communicators. That's what they're doing now. They're communicating their language of the standards. And we want them to understand that no matter how hard it is, they can solve any problem. And you know what? We're lifelong learners. So that's what my tenure has taught me as I left here as assistant principal in Trutlin County, elementary, middle, high school, left there, went over to Twist County as high school, elementary school principal, went to my home for a little while.
Yep.
Quite interesting. My mom was sick, so I had the opportunity to go home. At the same school, I walked the halls as an elementary school student, became the principal there. But you know what? God has a unique way of bringing everything back home. So for the first time in 18 years, my wife, my family, we're here in the same community. The privilege is she's able to call for lunch, come by, have lunch with me. She's here walking the halls. She's a proud product of the Dublin High School and the Dublin City school system. And so I'm excited to have our boys back here as well.
I'm going to tell you, and I have to one more time reiterate, also class of 98.
Yes, sir.
Miss Rhonda and I graduated together.
Absolutely.
I've been making sure to make that point.
Yes,
Best
sir.
class ever at Dublin. Well, maybe this class will beat us this year. We'll have to wait and see. But
We on target.
that makes me excited. But this year is a very unique year in that we're getting to transition back to an in-person situation, and obviously we've got a lot of mitigation efforts to try to limit the spread. But for you, I know how engaged you are and a people person you are. What does it mean to you to have these people in the building again?
It's life. It brings the creativity, it brings the vision to pass for me here. One of the things that we're highly encouraging our students to do is to wear the mask in the environments. We can't force it, but we highly recommend it. In addition to that, we want every student, every staff member to get the shot. Not political, but health-wise. We want to make sure we have the opportunity to bring students here, because I looked at the platforms last year. It was hard for some of our students. Some of our students do well in the virtual platform. Hence being said, we have 3 learning opportunities for Dublin High School as well as our city schools. Virtual, blended, or face-to-face. So we want to have the flexibility to give every kid, every student an opportunity to learn it with their different modalities. So that's what it means to be charter. We're a charter school now. We have charter schools, and this is a charter classroom because we have charter students.
Yeah, I love the flexibility, and for us, you know, one of the things that we've been trying to do at the high school level is partner with all of our different business and industry and try to grow those partnerships so that it creates opportunities for our students. You know, we've got a workforce development coordinator, CTAE, dual enrollment, option B. For you, what do you see as the future of those partnerships and how we can grow those?
Well, I see the creativity again of our schedule. I'm going to use a different word than flexibility. I want to call it exception to the rule. I want to call it privilege. And if we take that mindset that we can change how we do stuff, because there's no seat time requirement for us. What we require students to be in a seat at some point to learn to grow. And so we're hoping to go what I call a Freestyle Friday, a Flex Friday, in the very near future, gradually get that introduced to us. But what that would look like for us is have those business partners come into the building, talk about those soft skills we need. Also, and we'll use the youth science curriculum, the app, so we can find out where we can partner kids with, students, to their interest in their fields. And then we want to do what we call an onboarding with some of our community members. Let our teachers go to the community partnership to understand what's happening, what's required of a student once they leave Dublin High School, so they can come back and relate it to the content. We want to make it relevant for the kids and the students. That's the excitement that I have.
And for me, I always get excited because you're trying to bridge that gap and trying to have people understand that this is your school system. This isn't an island.
Absolutely.
This is all community, and seeing the opportunities that can come. Well, you talked about your wife and your kids. We want to go a little bit deeper on that. You know, Miss Rhonda works at Fairview Park, but give us a little bit more detail about your family as we close things out today.
Well, my wife, Rhonda, she's a nurse practitioner here at Fairview Park Hospital. She has a passion for what she does. And for me to see her energy every day for what she loves to do, there's students in this building who has the same desire. And what I love about her, she's giving back to some of our students. She's been willing to be a mentor to some of our young ladies who want to pursue the same field and same interests. I have 2 boys. They're very different. They're twins, and they love their own hobbies differently. One loves music, the other one loves to draw. And so because of Dublin City School giving us the opportunity, they can explore their opportunities to do what they like. And I think we should do the same thing in the high school. Don't limit a kid to what we like, but we want to love them first to understand what they need to be successful. So we're going to love first and teach second.
I love it. Capping everything off. I've heard that several times today, and just want to thank you so much for taking time out of a busy day on a new school year. It's been so exciting to get to see everybody. Want to thank Mr. Paulk and all of the administrators today for taking time out to talk to us about the great things happening at Dublin City Schools. And again, thank you again for watching the Back to School special.
I'm Darren Keene, Clements & Keene Insurance, and we just wanted to bring everybody into our office today to let you know what we do and let you meet our friendly staff. At Clements & Keene Insurance, customer service is very important to us. We believe that you deserve the best. The products that we market is probably going to take longer than a 5-minute phone call with a stranger on the telephone. When you call our office, you're going to get a friendly smile and a warm voice from a live person. You're not going to get automatically routed to a voicemail so that you have to leave a message and not know when you're going to get a call back. If you have to leave a message with us, we're going to return your call before we leave the office that day. If you visit our office, when you come in the front door, we plan to greet you with a smile before the door closes behind you. We're going to wear our mask during the pandemic as a personal, unselfish gesture to protect you and your loved ones. We've also installed plexiglass face shields for your protection. If you need to come visit our office, we'd love to schedule an appointment. If you'd like to do the appointment over the phone, we've converted all of our files to digital. We can send everything to you for an e-signature, and you do not have to come in the office. We want to do what's best for you. Our business is based on relationships. All your information is confidential, and we wouldn't dare share it with anybody. When you're talking with us, you're talking to somebody who's down the street and a member of your community. We would like for you to know who our staff is. When you walk in, you'll be greeted by Miss Carla Poole. She's the best there is at customer service. She'll always be smiling at you, and she's going to help you with your individual and family insurance needs. Miss Becky Wheeler, she takes care of our group business. If you're a group client, small business, medium to large business, she's the person that's taking care of all your needs. And then my partner, Marcus Clements, he's here to take care of all your Medicare needs. Whether it's Medicare Supplement, Part D drug plan, or Medicare Advantage, he can take care of everything you need. Once again, if you want to schedule an appointment, he'll be glad to see you face to face, or it can be done over the phone. As far as our support staff, we have my wife, Marla King. She's certainly in charge of everything, but she takes care of all the financial and the bookkeeping duties, and she also takes care of all our marketing activities. Mary Caitlin Wheeler is a new addition to our staff, and she's here to take care of our backroom support, and she takes care of all our application needs, our keying and filing. So as you can see, we've put together a team of highly trained professionals. But what we want you to know is that health insurance may be costly, but customer service won't cost you anything. It's our honor to serve you and give you the best service that you deserve here at Clements & King Insurance.